Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this session. My name is Varun Dewan. I'm a program manager with the Business Applications Group, and with me is Brandon. So we'll be sharing the session here, and Brandon is also a program manager, and we'll talk about monitoring. So I hope you're all excited about monitoring. Monitoring is a key thing for enterprise applications or any applications for that matter. If you're building something at scale, if you're building something that touches a lot of users, you want to make sure that the health of your system, the health of your app is one of the key focus areas. The same thing, it goes for the makers, which are actually building the apps. You want to make sure that the apps are built in a way that there are lesser support tickets. You want to make sure that you don't have to do too many iterations on fixing bugs rather than focusing on building new features. So today we'll be talking about both from a maker perspective and from an admin perspective. What are the key things that are required and what are the things that are available to you today that will help you monitor the application and have better supportability? So the things that we will be covering today is we'll first start with the storage monitoring capabilities. So what are the things that are available today? So we're hoping that by the end of the session, you get to learn a lot of the new capabilities that are available and actually go out with the sense that you can monitor storage in a more effective way. Then we'll go into a little bit of analytics. We'll talk about what are the admin analytics that are available from a PowerApps, Flow, and CDS. So we'll touch some of the usage, adoption, error data that is available to you today that can be very helpful for monitoring and looking at the health of the system. Then Brandon will be talking about the applications and the tools that are available. So some of the solution checker, flow checker, and some of other details that I don't want to steal the thunder here from Brandon. So those are some of the things that we'll talk about. And then we'll go into test framework and then open up for Q&A. So this is, I'm sure, if you've attended a lot of sessions from last couple of days, this is one thing that you've seen a lot. From a platform perspective, we want to make sure that it resonates, that there is Power BI, Flow, Power Apps, all sitting on top of the very robust framework of Common Data Service. As part of this, the summit, we also talked about the new announcement of AI Builder, which you'll start to see a lot of integrations using CDS, using the overall framework that we have. So I won't dig too much into this. I'm sure you've all seen this a lot. So let's talk about capacity. Few of you, if you have attended the admin in a day or the morning session where we were talking about capacities, this might be redundant. But look at all the content in terms of everything that is available and the things that you should keep in mind that will help you monitor your application. So we have put everything together in this one session. So capacity is one of the key things that is going to matter a lot going forward. And just show of hands, just to know how many of you actually know about the Power Platform Admin Center, given we have created too many of them. Okay, that's great. So it looks like a lot of you are available, already know about the Power Platform Admin Center. People who don't, the Power Platform Admin Center is a single consolidated admin center across PowerApps, Flow, and CDS. So that's our goal for this calendar year, to make sure that all those functionalities that exist in 3 different admin centers consolidates into one. So the admins don't feel the pain of managing and understanding 3 different places. So that's what the Power Platform Admin Center is. But let's talk about capacity. Capacity is a very important concept. It was important in the past, but it's going to be becoming more and more important as we go in the future. So we have a new report that which was launched about a month ago, which is now available on the left navigation for the Power Platform Admin Center. It's called the Capacity under the Analytics section. So to go to this report, you can all you need to do is go to admin.powerplatform.com, and if you have the right licenses, you'll be able to log in. There's no additional thing that you have to do. It's available to everybody by default. So I'll show you some of the experiences on monitoring capacity. We'll talk about why is it so important? Like, why are we talking about capacity management in different sessions? Why is this like the heart of a lot of conversations that we've had in the past? So I'll talk about some of those things, and I'll talk about new capacities that are available to you by default, which are file and log capacity. These are important concepts, so that as we go through the experience, and I'll demo as well, what does the capacity look like? So like I said, on the left navigation of the Power Platform Admin Center, you can see the capacity analytics. The capacity now is available for database, log, and file. These are log and file are new concepts. In the old world of Dynamics 365 customer engagement, database capacity was the only concept that was understood, where you would put data into the platform and it'll consume against your database capacity. If you need more, you will go in and buy as add-ons for database capacity. Now, not in the future actually. So now there are 3 different types of capacities that are available: database, log, and file, where depending on the type of data, the system automatically ensures that it's putting the information in the right service. So for files, all the attachments that you are used to is stored in, is covered and captured under the file and attachment service. The logs, like audit logs, plug-in trace logs, those are captured under the log service. But everything else, like your account table, contact table, and the regular entities that you're using with, those count against the database. So the reason for this introduction of 3 different capacities is to make sure that as your data is growing, as more and more usage of CDS is happening, you want to optimize your data and buy capacity for things that you use the most. If storing the database is one of the key things, then just buy the database storage. If storing files and even bigger files is a key thing, then you have the ability to buy file, and same goes with the log. So as your data grows, there are different options that are made available to you. In terms of the monitoring capabilities, we have this single analytics dashboard that allows you to see how much is your available capacity, and that's what is shown in the left bar of the report, where it talks about how much is available and how much you have consumed out of it. We also give you a full breakdown on where did you get that capacity from. There are 3 different places from where you can get capacity. Just by virtue of buying just a single license, you get default capacity as in your tenant. So if you're, let's say, bought just one single plan 2 PowerApps license, you get 10 GB of database, 20 GB of file, and 2 GB of log. That's just given to you by default, even for a single license. But as you buy more and more licenses, more and more capacity is added at a per license basis. And then if you need more than that, you can always go in and buy the add-on capacity. But the report actually gives you that visibility of where did you get that capacity from. And as you start to use the report, it'll actually break it down and tell you which licenses are actually contributing to your overall capacity. So you have a full list of per environments as well. So if you notice on the top, there is an overall section and a per environment. So you can click on per environment, and it'll give you a full breakdown of all the environments that are part of your tenant and what is the consumption that each environment is taking. So if you want to take an action to see if there are environments, let's say you've taken a full copy for a smaller period of time while you're trying to replicate something, and that environment is still sitting there, you can use this to actually go in and clean those environments up, because you now see the whole visibility of your all your environments and capacity in a single place. And those are types of the things that you can do once you have all the report. Now, even further drilling down into those reports, you can actually look at, for every environment, which tables are consuming most of the capacity, and how has been the trend in last 30 days, and our goal is to extend it not just to stop at 30 days, but to give you 3 months and 6 months trend. So you can actually look at how long do you want to retain your data? What's your strategy to make sure that if there is cleanup that is required because you want to recoup that capacity, the reports and the trend data will help you make that determination. So we started with the tenant. We went in and looked at a list of all environment, and then we clicked on a particular environment, and we saw what are the top tables that are consuming most of your capacity. Now, you'll say, this is all great. I'm able to see the capacity. What next? Like, why is this so important? So capacity management actually dives completely hand in hand with provisioning. So in the dynamic CE world, if you wanted to create an environment/instance, and I'm sure you would have seen this in the last couple of days, that we're trying to move more towards an environment. That's the nomenclature for creating anything in the future. So from a dynamics perspective, every time you wanted to create a new instance, and I'm deliberately using that word, you'll have to go into the Dynamics 365 Admin Center and buy an add-on. That's a very common thing that I'm sure all of you are already used to where you'll get a production and a non-production / sandbox, but for anything beyond that, you'll go and buy. But that's the model that is changing with the capacity management. So as we land capacity as the core, provisioning is solely based on capacity. You don't need to go in and buy additional instances. If you have available database capacity, which is 1 GB minimum, you can go ahead and provision your environments. This feature will be out very shortly, in a few weeks to a month, or a little bit longer than that at the max. But I'll show you a demo on one of my production tenant where part of this feature is already available. So today, if you click on the new in one of your tenants by going into admin.powerplatform.com, this feature will say it's coming soon, but I'll show you a demo on one of my tenants, where now when clicking on new, you can actually create an environment. And we are converging create environment across PowerApps Flow and Dynamics Customer Engagement. You can, with the single experience, create an environment without database if you want to have just Canvas apps. If you want to create an environment with database or model-driven apps, you can do that as well. Or if you want to create an environment where you want a sales or service or any of the first-party apps that we ship, you can create that using this experience. So the reason I'm bringing this up in this conversation is because as you monitor capacity, it ties directly into your provisioning, and monitoring capacity is one of the key things that I would encourage that all of you definitely, after this session, definitely go back and look at your tenant, because if there is not enough capacity in your tenant, the provisioning will fail. You will not be able to provision a new environment if there is not enough database capacity. A 1 GB minimum is required. So that's the key thing that I wanted to call out. So just a few things that we covered, and I'll go into the demo. Power Platform Admin Center is going to be a consolidated entry point for provisioning with database, without database, and even with the first-party app. 1 GB minimum will be required to create an environment, and if you don't have 1 GB, the system will give you the appropriate error message so you can go buy storage or clean up storage. Capacity, like we talked about, is based on licenses, and there are 3 different ways that you can actually get that capacity: default, per license, and add-on capacity. Yes, right. So the question was, is minimum 1 GB also required when I just want to create an environment without database? So the answer is yes, because we see the potential once you start using the environment without database. In future, once you add the environment with database, the same environment, just add a database to it, you can just leverage it as it is. Yeah. So let me just quickly go into a quick demo and come back to these slides. So this is one of my tenants where I showed even during this morning as well, where you can look at capacity for this tenant. It shows you how much is available. So in this case, I have 11.25 GB of database capacity available. 10 GB I got for default, and there's a 1.25 GB that I got because I have licenses, and I can click on it, and it looks like I have 5 licenses, and per license in this scenario is 256 MB, and that's how I got the 11.25 GB. So I still have available capacity. I will not go too much into the details of this, but since I have available capacity, I can now provision an environment. If there was a scenario where I did not have enough capacity, the provisioning will not work. But in this case, since I do, let me go ahead and quickly create an environment. Actually, before I create an environment, let me go ahead and first show you what is the available capacity, because as I created, 1 GB will get consumed. So there is 5.93 GB of capacity that is consumed out of 10. And as I create a new environment, that number should go to 6.93 because every environment takes away 1 GB. So in this case, since this is I'll quickly create an environment without database. And I have this in another place that is open. Once the environment provisioning completes, the capacity from the tenant the consumption will go from 5.93 to 6.93. I think the provisioning is still going through at this point. So that's the key thing that I wanted to call out, which is capacity management dashboard is available. Monitoring is extremely critical because because provisioning is based on monitoring, and there is a dashboard available for you where you can manage this. Okay, so we looked at one capability which is around capacity. Let's talk about some of the other analytical capabilities that we have for the administrators. So just show of hands, how many of you have actually looked at the analytics for PowerApps, Flow, and Common Data Service? Okay, so this talks about the functionality that is available. Since few of you have gone through it, I'll just quickly summarize some of the most important thing. So as you are building application, one of the key things that is important for any organization is the things that I'm building, are they being leveraged? It depends on where you are in the life cycle. The first important thing is, are they being adopted? Who is using it? Where are they using it? And then you step on to the next set of questions. What are they using it for? What are the entities or what are the apps? Which location? So those are the types of things that you ask yourself, and then you look at the supportability side of things as well, where what are the errors that I'm getting? How do I make sure that the health of my system is there for a better user experience? So you start with adoption. You want to make sure that things that you are building are being used. Then you move towards, if they are being used, then what are the things that are used the most so you can prioritize them? And things that are being used, you want to make sure they are healthy. So we have analytical capabilities for all these three dimensions across adoption, usage, and health. And I'll show you a quick demo on things, how Microsoft is using some of these things internally as well. So you can look at adoption and see what's the active users, how many people are using your service, where is the adoption actually happening, which location is using more versus which locations is not using as much as you expected. So you see that opportunity where there may be a coaching that is required for certain location, or the message is not reaching to that particular location if you're a global company, which can happen a lot depending on the size of the organization. So there are capabilities that I'll show you today that exist that can help you with those insights as you monitor your adoption and usage. And same goes with the health. Like, you want to see the things that you are building, how are they performing? Is performance a bottleneck? Because sometimes the adoption could be low because the service health is not good enough, and people who started using the service and you started seeing a dip could be related to performance, could be related to things that are erroring out for them because you probably put something in a different geo, or and the connectivity on the from a different region is not as much as you expected it to be, or there are certain other glitches that you didn't think of that are happening. All those insights are available today that can help you monitor and increase the adoption, usage, and health of your service. So like I talked about under analytics, we have the PowerApps, Flow, and CDS. This is for the PowerApps, and I'll give you a quick demo of our internal service as well, how we use it. Same pattern moves in for Flow as well. You go any service, any new platform that you are building, these are the core three things that you always have in mind. That what is my adoption looking like, what is my usage looking like, and what is my health looking like. And for all these three pillars, we have the right data sets that are available. We continue to enhance. We get a lot of good feedback, and I definitely encourage all of you to give us feedback. When you go to analytics, bottom right corner, there is a feedback option. Please use that as much as you feel that there is any missing capabilities or things that you would like to see, because we rigorously go in and review those feedbacks on a regular basis. So please provide us feedback on things that you would like to see in those analytics. So like PowerApps, there is Flow Analytics as well, which we'll talk about. What are the daily usage? If there are any errors that you have, who created them? Who has created? What are the top errors? If there are connectors that are failing. Yes, please. Yeah. Right. So the valid point. That's a great feedback. So we've heard that feedback as well, that we want to give this adoption at a particular app level. There are maker analytics as well, which I don't have it in my slides, but that could be one thing that you could use. But you're right. It's still not at a per user level. It's at a per app level or a per flow level. But that's definitely a great feedback where it's in our backlog, and we'll definitely prioritize this. So same goes with the common data service as well. So in the common data service, you have the same patterns of adoption, usage, and the health metrics. So inside the common data service, you can look at today how many active users are using it. We've definitely gotten feedback in terms of here as well, that active users is great, but can you also give me inactive users? So that way you can help drive more adoption, and we continue to improve more and more features there. This was originally org insights, if that word is familiar with the audience. Org insights was a solution package that was shipped a few years back, where you had to go in and install that solution package in every environment, and it'll give you analytics which is similar to this. There were a lot of problems with that in terms of performance, in terms of you have to like manage and install it everywhere. New version upgrades would require you to take an action. So there were a whole lot of things, but there was still usage. So we took that telemetry and data point and build a full service around it, so you don't have to go in and install it everywhere. You don't have to worry about the new versions available. We run it as a service, and we continue to add more and more things, and it's running in a more scalable fashion, where all those glitches of performance are not there in the new service model. So let me quickly show you a quick demo on this. So this is an internal tenant where I'll just quickly show you for PowerApps. So because of the volume of data that we have in this tenant, oh, sorry. Yeah, so as this load up, I'm trying to pull up the location data from a service perspective, that this is a Microsoft tenant where there are a lot of apps that we build internally and dog food to make sure that we are using our platform first before we have everybody else start to use it. So in this case, in this particular environment, there are a lot of apps that we have built, and you can see from the way like you can expect from a company in the scale of Microsoft, there is the usage of this particular, all the apps that are part of this environment is very global in nature. So we can get insights in terms of where is the usage most versus where it's not in a single view. If you have built a particular environment and you have an app in it where you feel that the adoption is not as much in certain regions where what you expect it to be, this is the go-to place, which can help you narrow down for apps, narrow down on regions, and give you insights which will help you monitor the health of your service and look at adoption and usage at the same lens as well. So similar thing happens for the flow and common data service as well. So I'll just quickly run through some of these experiences. So in terms of flow as well, you can always, you can change your particular environment, and depending on which environment you're trying to analyze, and you can look at what are the daily runs for a particular environment. So clicking on change filter. Yeah, you can find out what is the usage for this particular environment in the last 28 days. And we continue to improve more and more features for these services. We are looking at exporting data as well, because that's one of the key asks that has come up a lot of times, and it's something that we are looking at internally to figure out how we can give you the raw data as well for future purposes. Right now, that work is not prioritized, but it's work in progress, and once it is available, maybe in the next summit, we'll be able to talk about this. So going back, so a few of the things that are also important to talk about are the activity logging. That's a feature that was launched about a year and a half ago. So we started with showing you capacity, where you can go and monitor it and why it's important. Then we talked about the analytical capabilities that the admin have for the PowerApps, Flow, and CDS. Now let's talk about, from an Office perspective, some of the activity logging features that were built about a year and a half ago. So activity logging is an Office construct where different teams, like business applications, so all the products like PowerApps, Flow, and CDS, and in a similar way, SharePoint, Exchange, and all other services came in and onboarded to this security and compliance platform, where there is a single place where all your activity logs are made available. There are a lot of use cases that you can enable based on that data. One of the key things there is also around security, and you want to detect anomalous activity, and if there is any threat, there is a single place where all your activity is available, and if there is a particular user or anomalous activity that is causing, coming into your service and looking at the data, you can see it in a holistic one single place by analyzing a lot of data, because these are raw logs, to see what is the impact of any activity that you wouldn't expect to happen in your service. So that's where it's a cross-service thing. Everybody has onboarded to this, so you can see this. But there are other advantages that you get by onboarding and looking at the Office activity logging. So this is the place where you go, and I'll talk about in the next slide what are some of the events that we publish and how they can be helpful. So from an activity perspective, logging perspective, you can go to Security and Compliance Center. This is in Office. So if you have E3 or E5 license, or if you have an add-on for a security and compliance, you have access to these features. To enable them, I have a slide next after all the events that we send, but to enable them, you'll have to enable logging in Office and the environments for which you want to track data. So there are certain prerequisites that are required to enable, and prerequisites on the dynamic side and from a CDS platform perspective that you have to enable to send logs. But here are some of the logs that we send from created, edited, deleted. So these are all the different events that we are publishing. I have not put CDS in the list because it's a huge list of all the events that are there in CDS. But you can start to see that based on this data point and the APIs that expose what has been created in Flow and PowerApps, you can start to build your own dashboards, own reports, and have internal monitoring capabilities based on that. There is actually a connector that is available to connect with the activity logging API. We are also working on putting that connector as part of the Center of Excellence toolkit that was discussed today and even in the admin in a day. But there is a connector available even today where you can look and connect with these different events and look at monitoring in your own custom way. If somebody has deleted or edited permissions, and that's something that is going to impact a part of your organization, you can have events that subscribed to the edited permissions in the flow in this scenario and make sure that you drive the right behavior if that's going to impact your organization. So these raw feeds are available today, and there is a connector that is also available today. So like I talked about, you'll need certain prerequisites. You'll have to have certain license requirements in Office, and you also have to enable the logging capabilities in Office as well. Yes, please. So the question is, why is there an activity for Power App run and a Flow run? So for Flow run, we have activity inside the Flow admin center, where not the admin center, the Flow maker portal, where you can look at all the different things that have happened for a Flow. So, that's a good point. Right. Correct. Today, in terms of the events that we send, you're absolutely right. So that's a great feedback that we can go back and look at and add more support to it. So these are some of the things that I talked about you'll have to do. You'll have to enable logging. You have to have certain license requirement, and you have to enable at your organization level. So people who are used to CDS and auditing, there is an audit enable flag that you have to go check. There is good documentation around it, which will help you enable these things the way that works best for your organization. One of the key things here is the ability to actually use the activity logging API with a Flow integration to start to have more and better insights. So this is available even today. So today there is using the activity logging API, you can connect and create a Flow, and I'm happy to share the template with you. But it's going to be also available in the Center of Excellence toolkit, where that connector out of the gate will help you connect with those logs and build your own story around monitoring. And we continue to push more and more data into it, so that way you can find more value. So with that, Brendan will talk about some of the tools that are available. And if you have any more questions for both of us, we'll be open for Q&A right at the end of this.
Excellent. I think maybe I'll move it up just a little bit. Excellent. Thanks, Varun. So everybody here is all right? It's good? Excellent. So I'll talk a little bit around ensuring enterprise quality apps. So Varun touched a lot around the analytics, the different tools we're providing as far as like how can you measure adoption, health, and so forth. But there's another aspect of it of like what are the tools and capabilities we're kind of trying to provide more at the front lines to say like if you're building an app or you're taking a dependency on one of these custom services, what can you do as a maker or an admin or an SI or a partner to go through and make sure that the things you're building are following the best practices, and then also as a customer, you can make sure that the partner that you've been working with are also following the best practices and ensuring that if there's things that you have to balance between performance or usability and requirements and so forth, you can kind of go through to see like make sure that the things you're seeing and the capabilities have been introduced match the expectations of what's expected to be delivered through and ensuring that it's a maintainable app. First thing we'll talk about is the app checker for Canvas apps. So the app checker for Canvas apps is used to enable and kind of bring out the best practices for makers that are starting out with Canvas apps. So it calls out specific challenges that might get overlooked. For example, if your app is not accessible, it can go through and it tells you like here's the different places that you're missing tabs appropriately, and this is where you're missing labels. So this is extremely important for us within Microsoft to make sure that when we publish apps, even for our own internal users, that they're accessible so that everybody can use the applications throughout the company and they don't necessarily need to use special tools or just be unable to use the app. Also be able to provide find and resolve errors. So oftentimes if you're working within a Canvas app, you might get an error and you're like not necessarily sure how to move forward. The app checker can also provide you the ability to kind of investigate, dig a little deeper to identify what is it going to take to work around the specific error that's being surfaced within your application. Also, just call out one other resource. This is something we use internally as well, relying on Fiddler. Sometimes if you're folks familiar with Fiddler, the tool, Fiddler, if you're watching the web traffic and whatnot, that's something we use also internally. So the app checker works well. It's built within the Canvas App Studio. But also, if you run into specific challenges, reach out, use Fiddler, because it can definitely help you investigate issues further if they're not getting exposed within the App Studio. So that's the app checker for Canvas apps. Now the next part of it is we're talking about the larger scope of PowerApps and the CDS platform is the solution checker for PowerApp solutions. And so what this is enabling is, so if you got your Canvas app, that's been checked off, it meets the bar, everything is good there, it's accessible, it's performant, and so forth. Now the solution checker for PowerApp solutions, this enables you to perform analysis on your solution, and that solution will contain plugins, it'll contain custom code, it will contain custom code for your JavaScript libraries, and also your schema, and so forth. And so lots of things get packed into this solution. It contains your CDS constructs while also containing your JavaScript and whatnot that gets surfaced as part of your model app experiences. And so the solution checker is the answer for solving your CDS as well as your model-based app solutions to ensure that the right structures are being followed. Also, as part of this, it does the static analysis to identify where are the different things that need to be analyzed and what could be possibly improved. And in addition, it provides you the best practice documentation. If you go within this link, docs.microsoft.com, we're providing the best guidance for if you do come across these things, what is it that you need to go through and what's the action you need to take. And in addition, so just from an adoption perspective, this is something that we continue to improve to kind of bring out like more best practices that we find, whether we're working through customers that run into difficult challenges or have tricky business requirements. How do we enable those capabilities to be validated that the best practices are happening within Solution Checker? So this is something we continue to do, and with that, we're starting to get lots of adoption across large of our big customers that potentially have maybe some design issues previously are now getting resolved, and those types of issues are getting caught much sooner in the application building process. So this ensures that the go-lives are being much more successful than because the issues have largely been found towards the development stage of their applications. This is going through and using the solution checker. So it's built within the Maker portal. You go to the Solutions tab. It runs asynchronously. You just kick it off. It runs, and eventually it'll show you a notification at the top saying, yep, the solution's been analyzed, and you're good to go. And then from there, you can go Solution Checker, and it'll download the latest results. And after it goes through and downloads the latest results, you can look through the Excel file to see what are the things that are happening within the solution that could potentially be enhanced. And some of those, like a common pattern is maybe you have JavaScript that's freezing the page. And so when the page is loading or your user's performing an action like save, it's just stalling the page and like the user's sitting there wondering what's going on. So different practices of using more async patterns within your JavaScript are things that this type of a tool will go through and it'll check out and call out and say like, this is the best practice, this is how to do it, here's the documentation to solve this challenge. So this works well if you're working, if your customer working with a partner or your partner kind of want to validate that the things that different teams have put together are all meshing together and providing the best experience to ensure a high quality delivery for the customer. That said, the next thing we'll talk about is for the common data service. So this is something that's still very much in preview. This is a tooling framework that we use internally, and now we're just starting to open this up more and more for the general population to use. We're still very much in the infancy, but the notion of this is to bring your own tests to the common data service. So oftentimes you run into challenges where you have your own business process, you have your own development processes that go, maybe you're changing plugins, maybe you're just have specific development efforts going on an instance. But the Bring Your Own Test framework allows you to, one, identify. You can go through, identify the issues that are the utmost priority for your business. For instance, if you're working with a customer service scenario, the ability to create and resolve cases is of utmost performance, and if it's not possible, then the business is essentially down. So these are key pieces to go through, identify what is absolutely required for the business to be successful. Next, you can go through and you can build tests in Visual Studio. So this is just using, you can build it if you already have existing tests using the MS Test framework. Those can be plugged into this framework today. There's minor adjustments that can be made so that you can start executing these, and we will also execute these based on the triggering mechanisms that you choose. After you build them, you deploy them. So you put them on a secured file store. You deploy them up to our platform validation service. We'll bring in your tests. We'll identify the tests based on if they've had the MS Test tags. We'll say, all right, these are the test cases. And then upon deployment, then we're ready to start running the test cases. And this is where it becomes triggering. So the triggering can be determined based on if you want to run them automatically or if you want to trigger those manually. So you could think of if your CI/CD, like your deployment, your DevOps tooling is potentially deploying to a test server, you could deploy your test cases, run your test cases, trigger your test cases to run, ensure everything's good, sign off on the build, and perform the release. So we provide PowerShell and APIs to allow the triggering mechanism to happen. In addition, we provide the ability for you to register automated triggers. So you can think of if you're in your UAT environment, where you say, like, this is the environment where you've worked with our Canary developments, where Microsoft and the customers work together to say, these are the environments that should be updated more periodically and quicker, and also earlier in kind of the release train. So we can go through, and you can provide your test cases, and they'll trigger automatically anytime we make changes so that you guys can validate that your key scenarios are not getting broken by the changes that we make. I know we definitely don't intend to ever make any changes that break any of our customers, any of our partners, or any of the deployment practices. Sometimes it's happened. The CDS is a tricky beast to kind of make sure that the right things are happening, and that sometimes we might even fix a bug that happens to not necessarily be the fix that somebody's expecting. Maybe there's a dependency on a bug behavior. And so what the Bring Your Own Test framework allows you to, as customers or as partners or as ISVs and so forth, is to determine what it is that you're dependent on to ensure that your solutions remain to be successful within your environments. So after your tests are triggered, they'll go, whether it's manual or automated, you can go through and the validation executes, and you can download the results. And from downloading the results, then you can continue further analysis. You could be downloading the results just to make sure everything passed, or you could be downloading the results to continue your investigation and debugging those test cases further. So I touched a little bit on this, but what can you validate? So different things that you want to validate. This is not an exhaustive list. This is just kind of a simple examples to start to get you thinking. You can manually trigger validation after you update your plugin assembly. For example, you could, after you deploy the latest version of your solution or your package. So if you go through and you have your, if you have your build process that says, all right, I'm going to build my solution, deploy it into the UAT environment, kick off the testing and validation of your package, that's all possible. Whether you update a plugin assembly or whether you update the whole solution, Or if you just want to, once a day, kick it off, you could go through, use flow, kick off your integration test cases, make sure things are working smoothly. Now, the big piece is the automatically triggering validation. This is something that's brand new and something that's not been possible before. And so this is where your test cases will run anytime we make changes to your environment. So if we go through and we make a platform update to your instance, and this could be a platform update on our side, means that the binaries are updated, or we fix some bugs, or maybe introduce new capabilities that maybe you do or don't use. You won't necessarily notice unless you most likely take advantage of those. But the automatically triggering this validation ensures that whatever we've changed, whatever we've added, continues to make sure that your system is running smoothly. Now, if you're familiar with the CDS kind of being the platform that serves up for our Dynamics 365 customer engagement apps, so anytime those applications also get updated, your validation will start to kick in automatically. So this allows you to check and make sure your stuff is working with the platform updates, whether it be binary and database updates, in addition to whether or not the applications are getting updated. Touch a little bit on the code. How many people are familiar with Visual Studio? Like, quite, right, generally pretty good. Gotcha. All right, so here's a cue. I'll just tee this up just to kind of give you some insights of how it works and the different changes you might need to make within your test cases. So here's the building a test case. This is a few properties that are available. You got organization-based URL, admin username, admin password. So these are provided as parameters. You basically will pass these in when you submit your test suite. You'll pipe in these values, and then we manage storing them securely and to ensure that everything is compliant in that regard. But these are, you provide these when you submit your test suite, which I'll show you in the following example. But once you submit the test suite, then you can pull these values out of essentially a settings file that we generate for you on behalf of you for when you do the submission. And then within your test method, if you tag it test method, then we'll go in through, we'll identify all the test cases within the DLL, and then they'll be executed as accordingly. So registering the test suite, hopefully it's not too small. So the first part is essentially just the setup aspects of it. So you go through, you install the online management API module, as well as the XRM tooling testing module. And then at the top, you'll see connection host, organization ID, unique name, test suite name, test URL. Those are just the parameters that need to be set up. Now, most of these are probably self-explanatory. The connection host is basically the admin API within the region that you're working. The organization ID and the organization unique name, those are available on your discovery service when you do the discovery for the instance. The test suite name, that can be whatever you prefer. And then the test suite URL is essentially the URL that you're providing us to go through and pull in the test DLLs that you provided. So if you, typical examples, once you build your test suite, you go through, you push it into Blob, and then you generate an access URL secured by a SAS token. You provide that URL within here. You register the test suite, and we'll go through and we'll pick up that test assembly, identify all the test cases within it, and then your test suite will be registered using this example PowerShell script below. So you provide register test suite, the few parameters that have been defined, and after that, then you're successful. And so that's registering your test suite. So what that means is essentially you've handed over your test binaries to Microsoft so that we know these, we can execute them whenever we're called upon. Now, kicking off a test run, so this is all based on PowerShell. We provide the APIs. You can execute them similarly. So you can do a start test run. Similarly, you provide the connection host, the API credentials, username, password. Also be looking to support server-based authentication as well. Your organization ID and your test suite name. That kicks off your run. The runs typically run relatively quickly, depending on how many test cases you have within there. One test case, I'd say, you would run within 5 minutes. But as you continue to add more test cases, they'll be executed sequentially. One important to call out is regarding the test run. So when the test run, it's going through and it's executing the code that you've provided. And keep in mind that when it runs whatever you've provided. So if you went through and you're creating additional records or you're making changes to the database that you don't necessarily want to keep around after the test case is completed. It's your code's responsibility to ensure that those get wrapped up and cleaned up as appropriate. So you need to make sure that if you're creating data or you're sending data to different places, that you're manually handling the cleanup. So after the test run is executed, then you can go through and you can get the test status, and this can provide you whether or not it's completed, it's still running, the latest details upon your test case. And as I mentioned, they typically run within a matter of a few minutes. Now here's the registering for automatic triggers. So as I mentioned previously, you can execute the test run manually, or you can register for automatic triggers. And so here, similarly, you can just register the test trigger, and here are the different trigger types that you can mention, you can use. So the database update and the bits update, package install, and package uninstall. All 4 of these are the ones that Microsoft does on your behalf in order to ensure that you're running the latest and greatest version of the platform and to ensure that you're running the latest and greatest version of the applications on the platform. But with this, it allows you to kind of hook into the specific actions so that you can keep your test cases up to date and make sure that the things are running smoothly within your application, assuming you've built custom extensions on top. Questions? Yeah, sure, Jason. The question is UI testing. So right now, as something of a caveat right now, is the Bring Your Own Tests only provides API level test cases. So if you're familiar with a test framework that was been provided, Easy Repro, that's something that'll go through and it provides UI-based testing. And UI-based testing is not necessarily supported as part of the current Bring Your Own Test infrastructure today. But the challenges with there's different sets of challenges associated with Bring Your Own Tests, especially when you're going into a UI framework test cases. But it's something we've definitely heard, but I think it's getting success within this framework will be the first step, and then we can look into it in the future. Yeah. Next piece of this is the getting results. So after you've manually triggered it or you've automatically had your test cases triggered, the next piece is getting the results. And so you can go through and you can query and say, like, give me the results. Similarly, it's going to, it breaks it down based on the DLLs that are provided. So when you submitted your test cases, you said, here's my DLL. You didn't necessarily say, this is my DLL, and these are all my test cases within it. We've went through and we've identified all the test cases within that DLL based on how it's been registered with the test framework of your choice. So went through, we've identified these test cases. It provides you the outcome, whether it's passion that it took. So also you'll see the results URL. So right there, I've just kind of omitted the URL, but essentially if you're looking to do further debugging within your test case, so assume this one failed, you can look at the results URL and it'll provide you the log information that was captured as part of the execution of that test case. That can help in further debugging. So if you run some test cases locally and you say, well, it passes on my box, and then you put it into our system, the validation services that, oh, it failed. This provides you the ability to investigate, while also if you run into if it fails at any other further point down the line, the log details will be available for investigation. So the getting started, so the API reference for future updates, so you can use this link. We'll be adding more details to this link, so check back by early next week. You can go through, understand more of how to be successful with the Bring Your Own Test framework, and also right now it's pointing to the reference for the API, so you can get started immediately. And in addition, you can start with PowerShell. If you prefer using the APIs directly, you're more than happy to do so. On the right-hand side, you'll see essentially what the Swagger definition for the online API for running these test cases and retrieving the results and so forth. But if you prefer PowerShell, like my examples are showing, feel free to check out the bottom link for CDS BYOT PowerShell. That? So what we've covered today, so Varun touched quite a bit on the monitoring storage capacity and understanding why it's important. So around how to make sure that you're not running out of storage. And if you are close to running out of storage, you're not being able to provision, how do you go through and remediate that? I talked about the analytics in the Power Platform for PowerApps, Flow, CDS, and then the validation tools for the app checker, the solution checker, as well as the Bring Your Own Test framework. Hopefully it's useful. Take it back, provide feedback. If you run into challenges, join the community. provide the feedback to us. We want to make these tools valuable for you. We love to build tools, but if we don't build tools that you don't use, it's not necessarily helpful for anybody. So definitely provide feedback. Take a strike on some of these. If you like them, provide feedback. If you don't like them, provide feedback. All feedback is useful. And with that, I think we've got a few minutes to take questions. I guess you can shout it out and we can repeat it, or I know the keynote is also, we're running up against that as well. So, but we'll happy to take questions. So the question is, when would there be a bits update but no database update? So you could. So when did the database change, but not the UI? Gotcha. So when would the database change or not change based on the binaries changing? So depending on the types of bugs that get fixed, there's certain times that we go through and we push updates to the binaries only. Ideally, we can fix the binaries without having to make changes to the database, because there's additional risk on our side of changing anything with the backend storage mechanics. And so there would be cases if we can potentially fix a very pinpointed issue using binaries only, then only the bits update. And typically it would not, it should not cause any regressions, but this would allow you to catch those events that happen largely, potentially more often than database updates, where the database updates are potentially less frequent and something that's done on a much more of a need to do or need to introduce additional capabilities. Other questions? Yeah. Sure. Quiet crew. All right, if you have more questions, feel free to come up.